Hello. Hi, it's me, Vicky Marie. Something's going on here. Everything's acting a bit strange. So I just thought I would do this live. It would be very quick because I've got members live, of course, shortly. But because this goes with the theme of things we've been talking about stabbings, unfortunately, of children by young men, with supposed mental health issues. And this seems to happen everywhere. It's not just in the UK. So I heard about this the other day, actually, but I've sort of not really looked into it. And then today, because I did the live this morning about the lady that was stabbed in Gorton, I thought I'm going to have a look at this. And the thing is, there's so many similarities in these cases. They're all young men murdering children, stabbing children with purported and supposedly because they've got mental health issues. So, what is the real issue here? Anyway, let me just thank everyone as usual. Thank you for watching. Thank you, my subscribers. Thank you especially to my members. I will see you shortly. We're going to have a nice, cheerful conversation tonight about the death penalty. So that'll be interesting, won't it? I know that a lot of you will have strong views about that, that's for sure. So let's get into this very sad event that's happened. So this happened in a place I'd not heard of before. I know Toledo, but it happened in a village called Mocejon. A village probably is very similar to the village where I live, and many villages around Spain. So you can imagine that's completely shocked this little village. So let me just show you where it is on the map of Spain. So Mocejon, and if we make it a bit smaller, you can see that's not far from Toledo, centre of Spain, which Toledo is not far from Madrid. So this is where it's happened. So it's not that far outside Madrid. And Madrid is literally, not joking, Madrid is the centre of Spain. So that's where this unfortunate event has taken place, in a very, very small village just outside Toledo. So what's happened? Let me show you the article and we'll read the story. So we're looking at the newspaper I'm reading this from is the Sur, which is a Spanish newspaper, but it does release an English edition. So a young man arrested for allegedly stabbing an 11-year-old boy, I thought he was 10, sorry, to death on a football pitch in Spain. So the 20-year-old suspect, whose father claims he suffers from a mental health problem, he apparently knew the young victim of the killing, which has left the whole country in shock. Because these kind of things don't happen very often in Spain, if ever, really. I can't ever remember anything similar to this. So it will have left them in shock, as it does. And, we know it does, don't we? Because people always say that we can't believe it's happened here, etc. Let's just have a look at this video and then I will come and say hello to everyone. Now, the other reason I wanted to do this, is because initially there was absolute madness on social media sites before they arrested found the suspect, that it was a migrant, that it was an Irish boy, it was somebody who was must have been an immigrant. It couldn't possibly be a Spanish person that did this. Does that remind you of anything? This hysteria, it's got to be an illegal immigrant or something like that. And of course, it's not. It is a Spanish boy that has killed this other Spanish boy, unfortunately. So let's just watch this short video.
Un hombre de 20 años ha sido detenido este lunes por un presunto delito de homicidio tras...
So, of course, she's speaking in Spanish, but she's saying that a young man of 20 years has been arrested on Monday for the supposed stabbing of an 11-year-old boy. I mean, there was uproar in Spain that, there was terrible right-wing things going around on the social media, just like it did after the Southport stabbings, about the perpetrator of that, all the false information about it being a Muslim and someone who'd just come over on the boat the year before, etc. And it's funny, when I look at this village, this could be my village. These villages in Spain, they must be identical, because literally you could look at that photo and I would say, oh, that's my village. Very similar areas.
Acabar con la vida de un niño de 11 años en la localidad toledana de Mocejon este domingo. Además, se ha confirmado que es vecino de la localidad y se han llevado a cabo 2 registros en viviendas. El niño.
So it happened at the football stadium on Sunday. The young boy, the 11-year-old boy, was playing football at the Polideportivo. Every village has got one of those. And suddenly it descended into chaos. And this 20-year-old man came in with a sharp object. They're actually looking for the murder weapon at the moment. The last time I looked, they hadn't actually found it. So he said he threw it into like a canal thing, so they were looking for it. And he just went along and stabbed this boy. So total chaos on a Sunday afternoon when they were all just playing football.
El niño de 11 años de edad falleció este domingo tras ser agredido con un objeto punzante mientras jugaba con otros compañeros en el campo de fútbol. Hasta el lugar se desplazaron médicos de urgencias, un helicóptero sanitario y una UBI que solo pudieron certificar su fallecimiento. La persona titular del juzgado número 3 de Toledo, en funciones de guardia, decretó este domingo secreto de sumario sobre el caso, mientras que la unidad de la Policía Judicial de la Guardia Civil y el Grupo de Información de la Comandancia de Toledo desplegaron un operativo con una decena de patrullas para detener al autor. El Ayuntamiento de Mocejon celebró un minuto de silencio y decretará 3 días de luto oficial.
So they had a minute's silence. This is the town hall. They had a minute's silence, but they're having 3 days of mourning for this boy from this local village. So they finally arrested the boy
por este asesinato.
Right, let me just come and say hello to you before I carry on. I forgot to say hello to everyone. Hi, Julie. Oh, I hope you're having a good holiday. Are you staying in Madrid or have you gone anywhere? Hi, Chumba. Hi, David. Hi, Daniel. Happy Tuesday again. Hi, Heather. We're seeing you again later. That'll be 3 times today. Yeah, what's going on? What is going on? Hi, Maria. But I do think there is a crisis in mental health. Believe me, I think there's some connection. It doesn't matter where you are. There's something about what's going on with young people. It's connected, I think. Because I'm just thinking of, these are all young boys. Not boys, but young men. He's 20, the boy who's done this, or the man who's done this. Again, a young man. Why has he done it? With mental health issues. So police have arrested a man, 20, for the alleged killing of an 11-year-old boy, which happened in the Ángel Tardio Sports Centre in Mocejon, Toledo, in central Spain on Sunday. The suspect is a Spanish national whose father and grandmother live in the town. According to Guardia Civil sources, he was in the area spending a few days. So he didn't live in the village. He was in the area spending a few days and visiting relatives who lived there. Mateo, the victim, was stabbed to death on the football pitch at the sports complex on Sunday, the 18th of August. The incident happened about 10 a.m. when the child was playing football with other youngsters. Suddenly, an individual burst into the sports facilities with his face covered with a handkerchief and brandishing a knife, and went onto the football pitch. So it makes you wonder, are they sort of reading about these things and is it giving them ideas? Are they getting ideas online? I mean, what is behind it? Anyway, the children ran away, but one of them was hit by the attacker and stabbed. According to sources consulted by Sir's sister newspaper, ABC, the boy received at least 11 stab wounds, bless him, 3 of them in the chest. On Monday afternoon, several police units cordoned off Calle Dali and searched one of the houses. They had to be from around here. Several neighbours told this newspaper the killer knew how to get in and out without being seen. So I think this is the property where he was staying. So people have been and written on the car of the perpetrator or alleged perpetrator. This is his father's car, I think. His father's vandalised vehicle, and they've written on it murderer, can't get my mouth around that word. So the trail of crime. In the first image, the house where the alleged killer was arrested. In the second, his father's vandalised vehicle. And in the third, the fence through which he supposedly accessed the sports centre. So, well, I wouldn't have imagined the sports centre would have been locked. There's a football pitch. There's quite a lot of sports facilities just near where I live, from my village. They're never locked. I've just been to the pool. I've just been to the swimming pool, and there's loads of children there. And you have to pass. You have to book into it and pass to go through like a revolving door, but there's a door there that you can just undo the bolt and walk in. It's not there's tennis courts, there's five-a-side football, there's normal football, and anyone could just walk on there. There's always children around doing something. It's so worrying, isn't it? What can you do? You can't. Oh, here's the dog. Hello, baby. You can't keep children locked up and never let them out to play sports or go swimming or play football. You can't do that. Why? So what is the answer? So it needs addressing. I tell you, I think, well, you know what I think. I think this mental health crisis, it's not even just Britain, and they're quite good in Spain for mental health. Like you can get to see someone quite quickly. They normally take that kind of thing quite seriously, and you don't have to wait 2 years for an appointment. But I don't know what happened with this boy. Plainclothes Guardia Civil officers patrolled the narrow, almost empty streets of the town on Sunday afternoon and Monday. In the search for evidence, armed forces collected recordings from several security cameras installed in the houses near the sports centre in Mocejon. The clues led police to Calle Dali, a small street near the cemetery. The main suspect so far in the death of the 11-year-old boy, who confessed to the crime, was there. This is where they're looking for the weapon, because he said all they've described the weapon as so far as I know, unless there's been an update, is a sharp object. So we don't know if it was a knife or we don't know what it was. And the boy said he'd thrown it in this drainage channel. So the police, that's a nice job, isn't it, having to look for that. Enquiries are currently focused on the search for the murder weapon, which the suspect allegedly confirmed is in the Canal del Jarama, a waterway near the crime scene. The arrested man's father claimed his son suffers from a 70% mental disability. So I'm not sure what that means, a 70%. So disability or mental illness, that's different. If he's got mental disability, is different, I believe, than if you've got mental illness, I would presume. So anyway, the Guardia Civil is yet to confirm this. You know what the Guardia Civil, so it'll all be quiet from the Guardia. You won't get any information from the Guardia. They'll just release information when they feel happy to do it. And it'll take time. We know that from other cases that we've looked at in Spain. First, they must provide the medical reports, and subsequently he will be submitted to a review by the forensic doctor of the Toledo courts, police sources pointed out. So the crime sent shockwaves through the town of so there's only 5,000 residents. It's just, you just think, remember when we looked at Soham and Holly and Jessica, and there's only about 5,000 residents there, and one of them happened to be Ian Huntley, who just moved there. I mean, how's your look out of 5,000 residents to get a psychopath there? Because, there's, although it feels sometimes like there's just loads of psychopaths out there actually isn't. It is rare that, obviously now we get to hear of cases all over the place. But it actually is really rare, this sort of crime. But you just think in a town of 5,000 residents, how's you look that one of them has got murder on his mind? Asel Sanchez Vicente, cousin of the victim's mother, who acted as spokesperson for the parents, so made an appeal on behalf of the family to stop the xenophobic and racist hoaxes and misrepresentations flooding social media. So exactly the same thing happened here in Spain as did happen after the Southport stabbings. I was watching some Twitter videos earlier that I hadn't seen before. They were saying, there was a woman on there saying it was definitely someone from Morocco, someone else, or some North African migrant, and another guy saying, oh no, it's some Irish guy. They were just so determined that it was going to be a foreigner. It just couldn't be a Spanish person that would do it, as if Spanish people never commit crimes. So, I hate this sort of talk. There are bad people. Lots of people are bad, but it's not conditional to, where they come from or the colour of their skin or not. It's not, some people they're just bad. There's things going on. It's not about race. It's not about religion. It's not about there's some sort of mental health crisis going on. It could be anybody. You look at, it could be just anyone. Anyway, apparently, as you can imagine, this is the cousin of the victim's mother, Asel Sanchez Vicente, made a plea to allow the Guardia Civil to carry out their investigations without pressure. The parents are devastated. We want the Guardia Civil to be left to work, and when they find this undesirable, they should tell us this is the one. Regardless of where he comes from, who he is, we don't know. We ask for a lot of prudence and that no one be criminalised, because these are very hard times that my family is going through. He said that Mateo's parents are devastated without understanding what is happening and trying to process the tragedy. The pain that my family is going through, that my cousin is going through, is incomprehensible. He added, the family suspected from the beginning the killer could be someone who knew the area, as he entered and fled from the sports centre through an opening in the fence at the back of the complex. We thought it had to be someone who knows that you can enter through that way, because it is a way that if you're not from the local area, you wouldn't know it. He pointed out that in Mocejon, where 3 days of official mourning have been declared, residents are still in shock and afraid. Everyone has children or cousins or nephews and nieces or grandchildren, and they are scared, as is logical. But we have to trust in justice and security, and that what happened to my family will not happen again. It will happen again. I mean, don't you just feel like it will happen again, and you hope that it won't, but what's going to stop it happening again? The crime has affected the province and the whole of Spain. In Toledo, in front of the entrance to the provincial authority, dozens of institutional representatives and members of the public held a minute's silence in condemnation of the killing of Mateo and in support of his family. And the president of the provincial authority, Conchi Cedillo, who is also the mayor of Mocejon, said, "I want to convey to you my absolute condemnation on my own behalf and on behalf of the Diputación de Toledo, Toledo Council, and reiterate our absolute confidence in the state security forces, especially the Guardia Civil, who are making a titanic effort to capture and bring to justice Mateo's killer, on whom the full weight of the law must fall." Now, so they have caught him. Let's just find an article with a picture of him. You know, I don't know what the rules are in Spain. He's an adult, isn't he? He's not going to be. I know that once you get to 18, you are treated as an adult, just the same. So let's have a look. See, I'm looking. There's lots of articles, but of course, they are mainly in Spanish. So the alleged killer of Mateo, so I'm just going to translate it as I go, confesses that he was living as if he was somebody else. That's interesting. What does he mean by that? Oh, it keeps freezing, this computer. Anyway, here he is. If I can manage to put down, the computer keeps freezing. Am I still there? Oh. Yeah, so this is him. So it's just, the thing is, that's it. You look at these killers and they're hardly barely more than children themselves, really. I mean, he's a young lad. What illness could he have that would make him do that? And did he, well, they say that they think he knew Mateo, or did he just go there to kill any child, or did he go there specifically to kill Mateo? My page is unresponsive. It's acting a bit strange, this computer. I'm going to turn it off in a bit before I do the next live, because it might have been on for too long. Should have turned it off when I went to the pool. Anyway, it's just jamming up. So anyway, I just wanted to tell you about it only because, you know, of what we'd been talking about earlier today, that it fits in with the same theme. So this is a different country, but the same story. You know, we just young lad killing it. Well, this time a child, of course, the one we looked at earlier. I think that was probably a domestic incident, but actually I don't know if there's any more been said about that. I'm just going to have a look at Sky News. I don't think there is any more said about it. Let's see. Oh, and then I want to, tomorrow probably, I will do the video about the super yacht. Apparently with the chef off the super yacht. But that doesn't look very positive, does it? For the guy who owned it and his daughter. Let's have a look. Yeah, they're still looking for 6 people, 6 passengers missing. Anyway, of course, that's a whole different story. It's not really connected to what we're talking about here. Okay, so that's it. So I just wanted to tell you about it. Rest in peace, Mateo, and let's hope his family gets some answers. But, you know, I just do feel, you know, in cases like this, there are no answers, are there? What are the answers? You know, there can't be a reason. What is a reason why you would kill an 11-year-old boy like that? You know, what? And when his father says he's got 70% psychiatric condition, what does he mean by that? Okay. Oh, and the other thing, of course, that came up, I did do a community post about it. I'm not going to talk about it now, but Elsie Dot, the last little angel that was murdered in the Southport stabbings, it's a celebration of her life on Friday. And I will be covering that. We'll be covering that, and we'll be lighting a candle for Elsie and following as much of it that we can. But, okay, so sorry, I'm not laughing because anything's funny. I'm laughing because it's just like, if I didn't laugh, I think I would definitely cry. So if you're a member of my Carry On Chatting, I will see you in about 45 minutes to talk about the death penalty. That will cheer you up. But it's interesting. It's very interesting. There's been a lot of interesting things happening in America that I want to talk about. You know, obviously they still have the death penalty. And I want to just talk about it and what do people think about it. I know some people will be for it, some people will be against it, some people will be on the fence. And does it ever make any difference? That would be my question. I don't know that it really does make a difference. Yeah, I'm going to get a cup of tea, actually. I really fancy a cup of tea. So I've been swimming. I've literally just come from the pool. I've got my towel here. I'm just drying off. But I will be dressed suitably later. Okay, so take care. And I'll see you, as always, really soon in the next video. And until then, may your God go with you. And please take care. Adios.